Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing this morning? Let's see. Go over here. Do this. There we go. All right. So go ahead and get started. It is Friday, 22nd. I can't believe September is basically over. We got 1 week to go, but yeah, we're literally right down at the end. So, um, some interesting data this morning. Kind of mixed. A lot of adjustments on things. Some confusing, some not so confusing. Overall, again, retail sales, we didn't think it was going to get to the point 0.5, but there was an adjustment from last time, which kind of made that one a little bit weird. Wasn't as good as it could have been. I really think if we didn't have this adjustment here, this would have been a little bit more impactful. So, you know, I didn't think it was going to hit the point 0.5. I thought, 0.3 ish, whatever. So it's a little bit less. But again, because there was the adjustment before, it kind of comes in line with where it really should have been. So not as good as it could have been. Wah, wah, wah. And then all of a sudden, we got all the data. All the manufacturing services PMI data came in, and 315. France. The expectation. Again, this was an adjustment, just like there was in the pound, but down. And then again, even lower. It was 46 last time, and it's continuing to get lower and lower and lower. Again, 50 is the big number, but kind of trending in the opposite direction of where you wanted to go. So that kind of hurt the euro. And then Germany's data. Germany actually services wise kind of advanced a little bit, right? Their manufacturing held firm. So again, we're getting weaker in France and both. Germany's services did go up. And again, getting close to that expansion versus just a minor contraction. So basically flat. That's actually pretty good. And then we got the European overall data. And that's pretty much, again, manufacturing getting worse, right? And then the flash service is actually positive, getting close, but there was a little bit of an adjustment. So it was kind of it came in higher, but it started a little bit differently from where it was before the 79.9. And again, it's close to that 50. So again, not the worst, but again, a lot of that is driven just by Germany. And then we had the UK data. Unfortunately, excuse me, the UK data is split. Manufacturing still low, services still low. Both of them, neither of them breaking. There was the forecast that the services could have actually gone above 50. It didn't. There was actually adjustment to the 95.5. It was higher. It was there, but it kind of went a little bit backwards, went a little bit farther away. So not seeing the actual um, focused strength or weakness in that one. And then we had the CAD data come in, and then again, there was an adjustment on this one as a double double. Retail sales core wise, again, removing energy and everything. Um, really good for the CAD. But then retail sales wise, just with everything in there, it actually was not as good, right? Supposed to be point 0.4 and came in as point 0.3, so a little bit less. So we're about to get the U.S. based data. There was adjustments, the 47.9 and the 50.5. Big question is, do we see a services drop below 50, or do we see a manufacturing increase above 48? Now, I feel like there actually could be. Well, the manufacturing data for the U.S. is going to be a little bit. I don't know. I think it's a little bit telling. We saw, the Philly numbers this week horrible, um, and those have been kind of weird, right? The manufacturing numbers, as far as the Philly Fed Index, the Empire Manufacturing Index. So they've been a little bit all over the place, although still negative. So we'll see. I mean, I feel like this one, 48 here, if it bumps over, shows that we have expansion. That's not overall, that's a pretty good sign for the dollar, because if we have services, again, maintaining and expanding, and we have manufacturing, once again, from going from contraction to expanding, shows that we, more or less have a pretty decent economy. And again, Powell mentioned, strong economic growth. So we've seen, again, those numbers. So yeah, um, could be interesting in 5 minutes. Very interesting to see if we can pop above 50 on this one. I think a pop above 50 is again a good sign. All right. Besides that, news wise, there's a lot there, but not a lot. Oh, excuse me. I'm waiting for my coffee. I had one. And it's refilling right now. I was like, Melissa, can you please come up in 5 minutes and get it? Um, so we certainly can't rule out cuts. I don't want to and cannot. We're not quite there yet, but everybody, hot, the mention of cuts is a hot button, so people like it. It is what it is. I don't think we're anywhere close to cuts yet. I don't think cuts are coming until at least the second half of next year. Um, Before then, I just don't think there's going to be enough out there. They're just, what are you going to do? There's just, you know, can't do much besides that one. So, yeah, yeah, yen drops after BOJ does nothing and says little. I feel like I don't know, that's a great hashtag, right? Does nothing, saves little, or says little, right? It's like politicians. You can just, make a stamp, like like the all movements now, right? You can like brand politicians. Does nothing, says little, right? It's a great one. Um, UK recession risk grows and companies cut staff. Okay. So yeah, and again for UK, I don't know. UK is a weird spot, but overall, as far as the movement goes in the last 24 hours, you're not seeing a lot. I thought we would actually have a little bit more today. It looks like the Fed hangover, for lack of a better word, has been real this week. 10 is not very much. 18 off the data we've seen. And again, the US data is about to come in. Dollar yen up 48. I think that's fine. Dollar Swiss really, really kind of flatlined on us right now at 12. Dollar CAD 63. Again, seeing CAD strength come in. And overall, again, that retails that core number is a very good number. I think that was, again, it's basically the dollar pullback from yesterday. And then, dollar profit taking, and then obviously CAD strength. And some of that's oil too. Aussie dollar 54 up. Eh, again, a little bit of retracement on that. When we talked about, short Aussie dollar, short Aussie yen yesterday, this is up, right? This is strong Aussie. I'm surprised we didn't see any type of a pullback yet. This one is actually the biggest number on the board right now. A little more surprising than what I thought. Euro pound totally flat. Pound yen, again, it shows you how flat. Like, I feel like the pound yen is like the VIX, right? VIX is a volatility gauge, right? I feel like pound yen is kind of like that same volatility gauge. Although euro yen is basically the same. It's a similar type trade now. But yeah, it's kind of there, there. Um, Again, 2 minutes before that news comes out. Saturday, nothing in there. Sunday, nothing in there, and then Monday we come back in with that early morning, that German business climate. So it should be running. It doesn't say you guys are buying tickets, but oh, you know why? I didn't do it. Nope, not there. Giveaways. I'm like, wait, there's no confirmations. There you go. Now it's in. Try it again. There you go, guys. You should be good. What is this? The UF Awards. Oh, yeah. It's the pinnacle. We emerged the victorious. Each recipient the pinnacle award. Did you buy it though? Because I know these awards. There are awards that are buyable. I wonder if it's a buyable award. Anyway, so let's see. We got 1 minute to go over here. Let's look at the VIX and then we'll come back to it. So VIX, again, from yesterday, it was negative. Things were negative. So again, not surprising that it popped. Where it is right now, everything's just slightly in the green. The volume is just slightly down. Overall, again, the Fed hangover's there. I think at this point, I think we're really probably at an area where we could, I'd say, potentially see more of a Green Day. I don't want to say feel good Friday, but a feeling slightly good Friday, if that makes sense. Overall, again, obviously, there's a lot of negativity out there with, oh my God, we're going to raise more, strong economy. And maybe some of the data today really kind of show, the services data shows that, again, we are, the economy is growing. It's not as bad as, what we originally thought. We talk about, you know, soft landing. Again, there's a lot of different, a lot of different things you could say, but overall, resiliency has been, the number one thing that we've been, kind of showing in the market. So we'll see. 6 seconds. Let's see what we got. Let's see if manufacturing. I really want to see if manufacturing can go. I think if it goes back to expansion, I think it's a great sign. I don't know. Maybe it tanks the other direction, but I think above 50 would be great. 48.9. So it got close. So it was a double number. It got really, really close. So it went up zero point 0.7. So again, wishful thinking there. Services dropped a little bit. So again, still above 50. So again, is there really much difference between the 50.7 and the 50.2? No, not really. I mean, it's red because it's like, oh my God, they missed, right? And there was the adjustment to 50. So, I mean, let's see, what was it last time? Oh, they thought it was 51. So the adjustment, it dropped basically zero point 0.3, right? So not too much difference there. Not a horrible result. And again, 47.9, it was actually higher than expected. So again, that's why this one blew it out. And again, we're really, really close. So next month, flash manufacturing should go above 50. So overall, I mean, they'll see red and think bad in services, but again, I think the positiveness of the manufacturing, um, I think that's a good thing. I don't think that's bad at all. I mean, is that a guarantee? Like that's it, man. The Fed's going to see that number and raise it? No, no, no. But overall, again, for maintaining a stable economy, I think that's pretty decent. So indices right now, for the most part, green. YM probably takes me into the green in a little bit. And again, the manufacturing number is pretty good. The dollar. The dollar is basically flat. It's technically green, up 0.12% right now. We're still kind of maintaining this high level. I'm kind of surprised we're still holding at 105.50. At this point, I thought it would roll back a little bit. I don't think, again, there's going to be any mention of um, interest rates. I mean, I don't think there's, you know, I don't think there's any major news headlines today as far as this is concerned. Maybe somebody tries to analyze it and say something, but for the most part, it looks like the dollar's holding. So it may be more of a kind of roll next week. I'm really surprised we haven't. Again, 105, 104.50 to 105, I think is where we really should be at this point. Yeah, there's one more raise, but again, everybody knows that, and I think the expectation was there, so it should roll back. Now, dollars slightly in the green. Commodities are all pretty decent. 1.6%. I mean, we're over 91 right now. I told you guys I don't want to be over this 90-91 mark for the close today. I'm hoping that oil tanks. I feel like it's not going to, though. Natural gas up 0.6, but again, we're down at 162 instead of that 1.7. So it is up, but it's not quite as bad as it was. There was an increase in supply yesterday. Gold up just a smidge. We're still at that 126. I think we're a couple of bucks high on this one right now. And then silver's actually having a decent day, up 1.1. 23, 23.66. I think we're probably, I don't know, 20 to 30 cents high on this one right now, where we should be. Again, dollar's up, so it's not like the dollar is down, yet people are seeing inflationary pressures come back in. These two markets are seeing some push there. So, you don't typically see all the commodities up and the dollar up at the same time. So again, everybody's pretty happy today with what's going on. And again, some of it may be that Monday is a holiday, right? Monday's a holiday. My kids are off from school, so maybe it's the expectation of a long 3-day weekend that people are excited about. Um, maybe that's the piece that people are in love with. I don't know. Overall, though, I don't think it's bad. I think a Feel Good Friday is good after the last couple of days we've had. So, yeah. Hold on, guys. I'm putting can't pull this thing out real quick. I don't want to lose it. Um, of course, it makes a ton of noise. All right, I'll make a mess of that later. So that's where we're at. So, let's start with Aussie dollar. So Aussie dollar, we did have that big push all the way back down again. Yesterday morning we started the push back up. We were looking for the 50% level, the 66. Well, let me bring this. I'll delete this so you can see it. It came up and it did hit it, and then it pulled back down again and started to form kind of a little bit of a base. You can see it kind of came down, hit, and then started to charge back up again. So it hit those sellers. It came back, and then you can see it. It had a base, it pulled back, and is trying to launch higher. So right now the thinking on this one, that was late last night. Right now, with this push up, again, we have a very defined range. We're kind of sitting in the middle, and the real question is, on a Friday afternoon, are we going to really see that much movement, right? Right now, what is there? There's a lot of indecision. It's up and down, sideways, up and down, sideways, up and down, sideways. We know we have buyers supporting this from the bottom side right now. We know we don't really have a whole lot. So, I mean, if you're drawing a picture right now, whether you're bullish or bearish, again, we are in the middle 33%, so it is no man's land. But at this point, what's easier, up or down? Here, we'll remove this level, right? Again, that it punched through and it's kind of using it right now. But right now, we know that we have buying occurring right there. Not a whole lot of selling up top. So right now, the expectation is this has more room to run to the top side. Again, we're seeing the dollar, the Dixie right now is green, and yet this is maintaining right here. So, I mean, if that profit taking comes in with the dollar and nothing happens with the Aussie, this has the ability to kind of creep a little bit higher. I'm wondering maybe we can get up to 165. I don't know. Maybe 165 is where it wants to go. Who knows? Yeah, it's there. I mean, I don't know. Am I looking for shorts on this one? Not really. Not really. I mean, like I said, I think the dollar is poised a little bit too high right now. So, again, a lot of chop is our setup this morning. I don't know. Maybe you look for a pullback. I don't know. Maybe is there a 23 in there? Let's see on the bottom side. Yeah, I mean, there's a 23 in there, so maybe that's what people are looking for. Um, they're looking for something to come in and kind of pinch and go higher today. But again, it's a Friday. Trading after 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Again, do it at your own risk. Okay. But that could potentially be a punch higher. Now, there is a decent top in this one. Again, we can mark this one off, and right now it's no more than just kind of a placeholder. We know the 65.27 is a good one. To get to this upper side of sellers, it's about 50 pips. It's got a daily ATR of 57. So, yeah, I mean, it's all right. It's all right. But again, any big setup right now? Nah, I mean, I guess if you wanted to go along with it, but gotta be a little bit more leery with it. But it should go to the top side. Um, the shame it's not on money because it wouldn't be a bad trade for a Monday, right? But for Friday with a holiday Monday, it's a little bit different. All right, so Aussie. So yesterday or late last night, I guess. Yesterday morning, we were bouncing off this level down here, and we mentioned it before. It was a 61.8. There's buyers in there, and it hit it and came back down and hit it again. And then late last night, it finally was like, okay, good, we're out. And then it went all the way back up again. So overall, we were looking for a projection all the way down. We didn't get it. This was the zone. We're sitting at 68 right now, and kind of looks very similar. There are levels up here with the Aussie, right? Um, are we going to see Aussie weakness? I mean, their market is not open. There's not much out there, and it's just the yen right now that's affecting this one. Um, I'd say it's the same feeling, right? As yesterday. Bearish feeling. Are we at a setup level? Not really, and none of them in here we're enthralled with. There's obviously, the start of the red, green, red up at the top. If you wanted to kind of potentially use that for like a Sunday night, but I think the 96.16 is a better short. But if we, and again, we'll start marking this off on charts. Friday to Sunday. If we open up there, that could be a decent level to take a short from. 11 pips, 11 pips worth of risk. So not horrible, right? Not horrible. Um, but right now, could we come up there at noon and hit it and then sell? You probably could. I mean, we'll get some yen action today. But besides that, not much, right? I don't not in love with the 61 level right now. And in reality, I guess now that we pulled this down, it came up and hit the 78. We can kind of remove that. Let's just set it up and see where the other side is. Yeah, it's a little bit down here. Yeah, 55 pips, 76 ATR. So yeah, so there's probably something in the 50s, 61. There could be potentially be an area right here with a Sunday. If we're sitting there for Sunday, that could also be our takeoff point. So I think either of those two are not horrible for Sundays. Euro dollar. Chop, diddy, chop, 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 chop. It did come back down this morning and then smash that zone again. So here's where the news came out, the French number, and it dropped it back down. So I love this. We were looking for a basing level. Again, you can see that it kind of peeked through and kind of gave us a little bit more of an idea of where that base would be. We can adjust this. Again, we were looking for the pullbacks. It looks like the basing level that is going to hold is going to be here, which means that this needs to roll forward. So no entry yet, right? We did not get the entry. Just a spike through and spike back up again is not an entry for a Harry Potter trade. Again, it's got to go above, actually maintain for a bit, and then pull back in. But the fact that we came back in here and smashed the zone pretty deep, we know that there was the base formed, right? The base formed yesterday at 2 o'clock. It came up and then came back down and then bam, hit it again, hit it again. So still like the trade. This is one of those ones that, again, if you want to set an alert on this one, we can set the alert here. We can change the alert to green so we know that is a long alert. We can add this and boom, there we go. Put it right there. Yeah, so I like it. I love the fact that, again, it drove pretty deep into the base and pulled back and we still have the racetrack. And again, it's a small trade. It's, 10 for 28 or 9 for 28. So decent trade. Maybe today, maybe we can punch through. And again, that would be that dollar weakness that we're kind of seeing in other pairs. But again, if we don't break it today, I would be totally fine with that. I would love to take it next week as well, as we see a bit of a reversal coming back in for the dollar. Okay. Hold on one sec, guys. All right. So, um, yeah. So again, looking for a pop to come to the top. Um, Euro pound. All right. So euro pound. We were talking about coming back up. This one came to 87,003. So by point 0.3 of a pip, it went up. We had, and again, this one should have been brought down. I don't know why it's. We have the line drawn there. And it should be here. Should be 87 there. Basically, this one missed by like the smallest of margins, right? We had it drawn at 87,009. When we're that close, we typically round it down, so it should be there, right? Because it's around, it's a whole number, right? We're not going to do it, zero point 0.9 pips above that. But we did hit it, and it is kind of projecting back down again. So we talked about this, basically going up into this level, and you can see it kind of used that first level. It kind of hit it, and it finally broke through. It's like, okay, it used up the aggressive sellers that came in from here. So those guys are gone, right? Those guys are gone, which is great. And now we push back up to the 87 mark. So right now, again, very, very high in the curve. As soon as we can get a red, green, red confirmation, again, I think that's where we pull the trigger on this one. We don't have it yet. We had the red, but the green came above and validated it. We have a red right now. We have a green pulling back up again. Right now, with where we're sitting, it's kind of like, all right, let's just stay here somewhere in this box, please. Stay there. And then what happens is Sunday, right? We'll have a closing handle. Sunday, we look to take this and bring it here. See, the problem with using it right now is those markets close in 2 hours, right? Markets close in 2 hours, and it's going to be a holiday Monday, so it's going to be reduced trading volume. So, is it going to be the same weekend that we normally have? Not really, not really. But not the worst of trades, right? Not the worst. So yeah, yeah. I think euro pound. I think again next week we're looking bearish, right? We're looking bearish for the euro. Euro yen also choppy. Now we had this level here, and we talked about being confirmed. It kind of came up and was like, all right, it hit it again, went up, and then ended up slicing through with news this morning. It was down here, this like 230ish mark. I didn't like it. For news. It was like it was there. So unfortunately, with this front run right here, it chopped, but we're really basically in the same exact spot. So I think the thinking is the same. I'm kind of hoping we rally up just a little bit more. Euro yen Sunday night, I'm taking short. The way that it's looking right now with the candle, it's having issues going higher. Japan is getting yelled at for not doing much, and yet we're not seeing super amounts of movements. There's not going to be quantitative. They're not going to continue to be weaker. I mean, yes, they can continue to be weaker, but that changes nothing. They can't make a weaker situation in Japan. They would only make it stronger at this point. So I think where we are in this one, I think we're at a point where we can start rolling. Obviously, being up at right around that 158 mark is obviously a big deal. And 158 is actually acting. Here, let me put that on there just to make it easy for you guys. There. That was close. 158 right there. Oops. Putting in coordinates now. Top right, bold, there. Perfect. So now I can't accidentally move it. So yeah, you can see 158 is going to be a big deal. So if we can hold and maintain here again at either of these two levels, I think Sunday night we look to go short. I'm looking for bearish trades next weekend in euro yen. Pound dollar came back down. Again, we talked about the buyers here. We have the dotted line, the horizontal line there, and you can see bounced off of it this morning at 5:30 when the news came out, and it shot up. I mean, overall, the news that the UK had, there was adjustments last time. Both were higher, and I think that's what people liked. And again, one was not only adjusted, but then even higher for manufacturing. Again, manufacturing tends to lead. It's still showing contraction, but better, closer. Not nearly as bad as kind of what they originally thought. So it's helping. It's helping a little bit. Now, if this continues to surge up, and again, this is also the dollar weakness we see, there is a level at the 23. We got some room to run before that one. We're looking about 30 pips, about a 4-hour ATR. At that point, the UK be out, and the question is, are we going to have continued movement with the dollar? Will the dollar continue to kind of push in that lower direction? Where we are right now with this, again, not a major mover right now. I think though, the pound has obviously been beaten up a lot. talking about recession, recession, recession. Pound's beaten up a lot. The dollar hasn't, it's had a lot of strength this week for emotional reasons. That like the Fed's going to raise again. It's like, well, yeah, they said that before. Um, you know, the Fed's tone hasn't changed that much. I do think there's going to be a little bit of kind of like almost returning to the mean for the dollar. I think 105 kind of makes sense where we are, being at 105.50 right now. I think we can pull back. I think this one has the ability to start taking off. So I'm okay with it down here. Again, we do at least have a little bit of a zone here that potentially we could use for Sunday. Um, Again, I just think this one is overly beating up. I'm looking for the right signals in this one to take it long. I think it's going to stumble a little bit, kind of breaking through right in this level here. Again, it's kind of a drop, a base in there, a drop again, kind of pulled up and then hit that last base and then shot back down again. So it's got a chunk through this level. I don't know that we're going to get a trade out of it today, unfortunately. Here you go. 20 minutes ago, the gloomy UK PMI data sent sterling lower, right? That came out 30 minutes ago and it's been heading straight up. Yes, this shot it down, but then it's immediately traced it back again. So it wasn't as dismal as the article said, right? Sending it lower. Really? Because to me, it looks like since the data came out at 5:30, it's up 40 pips, right? Yeah, 4:30. That's here. 4:30 was the bottom. 4:30 was the bottom. It's been straight up. So yeah, I love articles. Love articles. It doesn't matter what the data says or where the direction goes. You just write an article. Be like, yeah. I'm convinced that they write them beforehand. And the fact it was already down, they're like, publish it, send it. Um, yeah. So I think it's got a little bit more room to run. 10:30 being a reversal time, seeing the chop back in here. Again, I think this one has the potential to kind of probably turn and roll, but is it going to be a great setup today? No, it's Friday. Holiday. It's a holiday Friday. Here's what we talked about pound wise. We were a little bit off. Again, it did pop up. It actually went a little bit higher. We thought it would turn here, and it did hiccup a little bit, but it looks like it was here, right? We had the down move right, but we were sitting there. We were looking for a pop up, and it ended up, arguably we were off by a little bit. You know, it shot, that much up. Had we, had we been that much higher, we had the draw right. We just again, a little bit off, right? So we can take that one off. At this point, again, we have a true established bottom on there. It didn't come all the way down to the 1860. We were talking about it coming back up and then shooting back down again, and that's what it did. Um, right now, I'd prefer if the green was higher than the red. I'd like to see this continue. I want it to blow this one up. I want to be up here. I'd like for this to be somewhere up in here for Sunday, and then we look for some type of a short. Again, pound overly beaten up, but I think the yen. I think the yen. Again, I think the only news we can get from the yen technically would be strong. But again, punch me higher, put me up here in the 50% range where we have some decent levels. Right now, we're kind of up a little bit of a racetrack. There's one little hiccup, so there's a little sellers in there. But once we punch up, I think probably, I don't know. I mean, if we can get there, just do 182.80, make it easy. There we go, 182.80. Yeah, and I would like to be there. If we can get to the 182.80, I think there's a decent short there on Sunday night. And again, yes, holiday weekend, but the factors that would make this one move aren't necessarily going to be as influenced. Excuse me. Won't necessarily be as influenced as dollar based pairs, U.S. based pairs. Okay. Today is my son's favorite lunch at school today. French bread pizza. As a kid too, we used to get that occasionally. That was always a good one. French bread was a good one. I get stuffed crust here. I didn't get that as a kid, but yeah. Dollar CAD. All right, so dollar CAD rolling back. So we've left and we're shooting for 134 right now as our target to the downside. You can see we definitely have chops going in there. You can see right here we have the ascending kind of bottoms. Boom, boom, boom. Right above the area buyers. And when I do the boom, 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 it just happens to be right at 134. So right now we're 134.41. Again, I think this one continues back down again. There was a little setup here, and again, not necessarily a news trade, but there was your punch back down again. Coming up to the 23, and where you look to see where a level was, there was your green base right there. So there was a trade that you could trade this morning. right at that 9:30 open, 9 o'clock open. Obviously, this data came out at 9:45, which is in the same candle, basically, in the 9:35 candle. So it is pushing back down there now. It looks more like that. Again, decent pull up. Wasn't really a 23, but the 23 was there, but it just needs to push down to there. So two-thirds of the way to profit. It was 8 for 25 or 8 for 26. It's it's all right. It's all right. We just basically have to break below the low for the day. Okay. Um, Easy one though, right? All the way down, draws it. You looked at you're like 23. Is there anything there? They're like, oh, there is. There's a base drop in there. That's pretty decent. Um, that's what grabbed. So that one's in. Nothing I can do about that one right now. Ideally, I like for this to break, kind of base, and then push down. I think starting at 134 makes sense this week. So we'll go there. Dollar Swiss. Dollar Swiss just holding. We're just chilling up here, right? Obviously, whoops. Obviously, an easy top to be put in here. Red, green, red. There was the base. There was a confirmation coming off of it. That's what we hit right now. And you could potentially be short this trade, right? The risk on this one is about 13, a little bit much. Come here, buds. Hold on one sec, guys. Crocs? Croc? Croc? This one? Hold on. Let's had to jump on a call, so she had a problem here real quick. See how well the noise canceling works. All right, stop. You want to go to bed? Buds, you want to go to bed? Hey, you want to go to bed? All right, then stop crying, please. There we go. It's okay. You're okay. Here. You're okay. Yes, you're okay. Here. This. Daddy's. Here. Bus. Here we go. Here we go. Wheels on the bus. Telling you this is the greatest thing. That's like his jam. He can hear wheels on the bus anywhere. Oh, you want Leo on the truck? Okay. Go. There we go. Leo. Oh, you love Leo. All right. Crisis averted. All right. So for dollar Swiss, it was coming up to a confirmed level. Yeah, this one kind of hit a little bit early at that 7 o'clock time frame, and it's just grinding down. It looks very similar to what the dollar CAD is doing. You could have taken it if you wanted to. All it does is bring it right back down to where the buyers were. So it's kind of in a safe place. I mean, ideally, you want to make sure that you are out there. Um, Look at that. Boom, it's dead on. What? Shh, shh, shh. Here, you can play with this too. There you go. Here, put it on this pencil. Here, there you go. Here, you do it. Do you want to do it? You can do it. There you go. So you could be in this one if you wanted to. It's not bad. Don't hold this one. Obviously, don't hold over the weekend. Dollar Swiss always has the biggest problems with volatility. You can have major, major, major jumps in the dollar Swiss. So again, caution, don't hold this one over the weekend. If you're sitting over here, just shut it down. There's no point, especially with a holiday weekend, to take that risk. But this one was small. I mean, 13 is a little bit much for the dollar Swiss, but you know, is what it is. Pretty easy level up here with a good top, red, green, red, and then confirmation off of it. So, dollar yen. So dollar yen. We're sitting up top. We were here again. This one looks very. I mean, basically the same trade. Top put in, came up and grabbed it. Top put in. Sloppy, very very sloppy top on this one. I don't even know what the risk level is on this one. I think we drew this one yesterday and said it was a little big. It's 12, 12. So it's not the worst. Um, Looks like a lot on this chart though. It would require that. Um, it's a little bit deep on the profit target into this level. I have a feeling that it's going to kind of come down here and then kind of reverse here. So it's a little bit deep, right? A little bit deep. So yeah, yeah, a little bit deep. Um, Same thing. Don't hold dollar yen of the weekend. 12 to 38. Yeah, this just require a little bit more yen sense. And again, this one at least matches up with the euro yen, pound yen. What we're looking for to see the yen kind of continue to push down a little bit more. So, breaking news. What's the breaking news? Oh, breaking New Jersey Democrat Senator Bob Menendez and his wife indicted on bribery charges. Okay. All right. Okay. Bribery charges, New Jersey. I feel like New Jersey probably has a lot of bribery charges. All right, let's go over look at crude. All right, so we're looking for a pullback. We did get a bit of a pullback down. This is where we're hoping Friday to Sunday occurs. It's not listening right now. So crude oil is going to go into the timeout chair. This is where we wanted it to be, right? The 88.90 mark or the 89.90 mark. It's like, come on, get us down here. Drive us down here. This would be awesome. Let's start the week here. And they're like, no, no, no. We're gonna go at 92. So they're going to do the exact opposite. They want to go all the way up. Now we are hitting sellers up here. There's a 618. We know that there's a lot of drama up here. Once it bounced off, it formed an area of basing and pulled up again. Um, you can see that it hit the level and then drove all the way back down again. Unfortunately, it had a base here to find buyers in, and that's what it's surging in right now. So it did hit. I mean, we could drop it to a 15. It's probably easier to see. Yeah. See how it hits it? Comes over, comes all the way back down again. It went back down to the base. It came right back down to the base to find more buyers. It hit them, and it's like, no, 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 we need some more help. And it went back down and grabbed more friends, and then came up, and that's where we've been able to break through the top. So it did pull back from the level, right? But again, oil on a mission. Now, big question is, will the fight here exhaust oil enough to pull back again? This market does close earlier on a Friday, seeing good economic data or good manufacturing data and stuff that that obviously helps. No, we're not going to touch the keyboard. No, no. Here, put this in there. There. Um, ideally at this point, I think 92 does have a hard time going through. I think all this drama up here will keep us from getting the 92 today, unless there's some major headline. Um, but overall, the data was pretty decent. Um, we're high in the curve, but again, I don't want to try to pull the top on this one. I think we are protected from closing above 92. I joke about 92 and we're only 80 cents. Can it move that far? Sure, it can. But there is at least all the sellers up in here to help support this one. I don't think I'm getting my 89. That's where I really wanted to go to 89. I was like, yeah, I could. This would be a great. For some reason, if we could crash all the way down here, I was like, oh, this would be a great long for the week, like a great swing trade. And they're like, no, no, you can't have your swing trade. What do we got here? We're almost at a 78. See, there's all that drama right there. Oh, I think my chances of getting 89 are low. Really wanted it. I really wanted it. Come on. I hate to say there's still buyers there, but there's still buyers there. What does that put us? 90-60. Oh, go the other way. Why are you doing this? Wrong direction. So, yeah. At this point now, it's like now I want to. I mean, now it's like, can we close below 91? Like, can we get the 91.50? Can we be or 91.60? Can we be above here? Um, no. Yeah. Again, no, don't bite it. No, no, we don't eat the pencil. Um, I think you need to watch that level. I think 90-60 is an area to watch out for. I hate to say it. I hate to say it, but yeah, watch that level. Natural gas. All right, so natural gas, we're still holding. Same thing. You can see that it rallied all the way up. We were at 68 yesterday. Um, Again, it's forming basis. It's bottom here. I don't know if we can get super low today. Um, you know, Here you go. Natural gas rises early as forecast the eastern warmth continuing to add cooling demand. Wednesday, it's cooling demand. Then it's like, oh, it's going down because we didn't need it. We had to build in surplus because of milder temperatures. I don't know if anybody's really. It's 67 degrees in Maryland right now. I don't know many people that are using the air conditioner. You know, and maybe I don't know. I'm not exactly sure where they're seeing the temperature piece here, but this is what they're saying. Um, but your nails are gross. Your nails happens when you walk around barefoot all over the place. Yeah. Look at this dirt. Look at this dirt. Yeah, dirty, dirty, dirty. Look at this dirt. Yeah, look at this dirt. You're a dirty boy. All right. So we're natural gases. I think we're kind of at a bottom position right now. Um, I think we hold around this level. I don't think there's going to be a trade enough today. I think a lot of the movement's already happened. You see the whips all done. It'll start to run out of volume. Um, Again, we'll see what this storm does this weekend. I think it starts raining in Maryland at 10 o'clock in here, and it doesn't start. Doesn't stop till Sunday night. I think Sunday afternoon. So it's a full weekend of rain. Thank God we have our lacrosse stuff tonight, and you know not the rest of the weekend because it looks like the rest of the weekend is going to be really ugly. All right. Gold. So you can see gold is pulling up. Yes, so we talked about 1982.62. It came to 1982.73. So it has touched that 50% level. We thought there was going to be sellers in there. It's kind of holding firm now, and it's you can see the open and close of every candle is almost exactly the same. It's getting very, very hairy. It looks like one of those caterpillars, right? Those caterpillars of in people's nightmares. The ones that they said if it's in your yard, don't ever touch it. Not that you'll die, but it's like super irritating and stop. Well, you got hey, Daddy's fixing the dirt. You got too much dirt. Yes, too much dirt. You look like you don't ever bathe, and you take plenty of baths. Um, where we are for gold, I think this is a great area. I'm not holding a gold trade over the weekend, but I do like where we are in this level. If we open up here Sunday night, I think this could be a decent trade to the downside. Again, obviously holiday Monday, but decent push, decent push. I like where we are. Great retracement back again. Didn't do it with a lot of conviction. There's a lot of small bodies, a lot of long wicks in here. So again, I think people are really confused about what the heck to do with gold right now. What? No, I get down. We have two plays on. I feel like this is the definition of privilege. Hold on. Privilege, entitlement, whatever you want to call it. I think this turns and rolls. So my opinion on this one is from this level down. Silver. So silver went through the top. We ended up smashing it. We went through and pulled back again, and then went through and based it again. And it was a large level. That's why we never put any positions on that one. 24 is up top. So we finally broke through and ended up pushing lower and then punching higher. So I mean, again, finally the chop around 23 is gone. Let's pull this one off. We can run the other direction and see if there's anything that kind of makes sense there. Nah, just that old level that was the top, and then the bottom. We'll leave it there, but I'm not super concerned about any of the fibs in there. The 23 shot down. So let's remove this now. Just so we can. So, all right. So looking for a Sunday night ish trade in this one. Mm, the same level, probably the same thing. Friday, Sunday. So a little pop. You're seeing not as much indecision on this one. Um, um, Somewhere around the 2382 ish range. Okay. It's fine. It's all right. Again, I like this one rolling back down as well. Be nice if it was there, but I don't know if we're gonna be able to climb up again. Maybe. Maybe. Kind of a tall order. a little bit more than what it should do today to go up that high. I'm wondering if it's going to be like somewhere like in here. Probably. Probably. I don't think we can get back up to 23.82. Maybe we see that much dollar weakness come in, but dollar's got some buyers getting ready to stabilize. Um, yeah, yeah. Okay. Um, what do we got for Apple? Yeah, Apple playing 175. It's stuck. Tesla on the bottom side. Hmm, all right, let's see. VIX pulling back down as it should. Again, all the data's out. None of it was horrible. I thought the data was actually pretty good today. Again, dollar pulling a little bit, but not much. It's going to find some buyers here. So let's see what we got for indices. Um, Pretty flat, right? Pretty flat. Um, Overall up from where we closed. The 930 can't again. No confirmed zones here. No confirmed zone. It's just sitting right in the zone. So it's up 0.18. As far as was there a trade at the open today? No, no. I mean, I'd say there's buyers, but no trades. We had pulled back and pinch, and it just flat sideways. So again, should this one should end a little in the green today. A little bit of craziness here. Looks like I this was not taken. Okay, there's a zone with the pullbacks down. You would have had to go. No, we're done. I told you we're not going to touch the keyboard. Um, the zone's actually here. The buyers came in here to grab the confirmation. So could you have traded something off of this reversal here at 930? You could have. You could have. I didn't trade it just so where everybody's clear. I did not trade this one. You could have traded this one, saying, okay, well, where's the confirmation coming in? There was obviously a base and there is a confirmation, but you had to stretch the zone a little bit to get the confirmation there. If you did stretch it, you were able to grab this side. Overall, again, NQ is up. It's got sellers up top. I would say NQ's got to be able to chunk through this before anything. That's what it ran into to turn in. If it keeps smashing it, it should go through. But look for 15,000 today. I don't think the 15,000 mark. Again, not the not the worst of spots, right? YM YM really choppy, kind of pulled back down again, and again, this is a trap, right? Yeah, there's your trap. Here's your red 930 candle. So there's your Globex. It's not straight. Hold on, let me make it straight. So it's there we go. Bear trap. Price at the open was here. Not really. I mean, I guess you could say there was kind of a level, but it wasn't formed in the overnight. Here's the overnight level. Really, no European session. Again, this will be hit number three in. But here's the Globex low. Okay. What did it do at 930? Peaked its head above the Globex low. And what does everybody do? Oh, we broke the Globex low? Short. So the second that everybody and their brother shorted when we broke the Globex low, boom. Okay. Um, Overall, I think if we can get through this level right here, again, we have a little bit more room to run up. I would say targeting maybe 34,500 today. Overall, the data was not horrible. Stop here. Take this then. Um, stop. Overall, the data wasn't bad. Easy bear trap on this one at the open. And again, it's a very popular strategy people use. It's like, okay, if we break the Globex low within the first 30 minutes, right, go short. Well, guess what? A lot of people know that trap. A lot of people know it. And here you go. Here's why that you do not. Yeah. Opening print, no. Russell, oh God. Russell playing with 1800. Again, we said yesterday, we talked about how big 1800 was going to be. Looks like the 930 candle here was kind of the same thing. 8 o'clock, there's your Globex high. Went above, everybody was pulling that trigger. They pulled that trigger and boom, right back down again. And then on the opposite side, the Globex low was right there. And when they went below it, what did they do? Everybody sold. And what did it do? It went straight back up again. Right? Came back down, went to here, and then shot through the top. So again, Russell more sideways than anything else. It's up a little bit today. Overall, I think all three indices deserve to be in the green. I think they all end up, positive. Is it going to be a record breaking day? No, I don't think record breaking, but overall pretty decent going into a small feel good Friday. 3-day weekend type scenario. That's how it works. It is what it is. All right, let's go across. Again, it is the weekend. We ended a couple minutes early today, which again, not the end of the world. Um, Kip thankfully was not super crazy today. Everybody's back in. Debbie, where you been all week, Deb? You missed 2 days in a row. It was not lost on us. We were talking about it yesterday. I'm like, where the heck is Debbie? Um, Willow's becoming the nemesis of Ernest. Neuro, we're not sure what's happening right now. Neuro's unable to win now. So his hacks have no longer his hacks have expired. I'm not sure what's going on with that one. So anyway, we're waiting for 2:30. That's where we shut it down. We always give it that extra time in there. I'm gonna say right now, if Will wins today, I'm just shutting it down. I'm just shutting the stream. And you're like, my bad, and I'm out. I'm just saying. I've said everybody's name, so. All right, here we go. Winner of the day's rolling is Neuro. There we go. Look, I made a big deal of Neuro. Neuro won. I was really. Hey, Will, I'm not gonna lie. You know I love you to death, Will. But Ernest had won yesterday. If you had won today, after I had said that, I'd have been in so much trouble. So I was kind of hoping. I was like, God, I hope Will doesn't win. I was like, I, I always want you to win, except if you had been the one to stop Ernest again. Now, Neuro did it, which is fine. Neuro's been there. Neuro's been like, everybody's winning except me. So I think it's good. Neuro, there's your feel good Friday, my friend. Right? There's your feel good Friday. Oops, that's Ernest. God, oh my God, could you imagine? Woo! I would hear the end of that one. Never hear the end of that one. There you go. So worked out. Ernest, the strategy did not work today. Will wasn't the stopper of Ernest for a third time this month. So it was Neuro this time. So with that, I'm out of here. You guys have a great weekend. Again, obviously, holiday on Monday. I'm going to have 8 million kids running around, so I will not be broadcasting on Monday. If it is your holiday, enjoy it. If it's not your holiday and you're still off and you're dealing with your kids, enjoy your kids or try to. If you're on the East Coast, Will, I know you're going to get a bunch of rain. Neuro, you're going to, I believe, get some rain also. I know we're getting, like I said, rain for 48 hours straight. Will, I think you're getting it worse than we are, though. So be safe, everybody. Stay dry, stay warm, stay hot, stay cool, wherever you're going to be. Good trading today, and I will catch you guys back on Tuesday morning. You guys have a great long weekend, and I'll see you then.